Adam, I'm bringing out my guitar.
Let me see your guitar. Mama, see.
Why are you laughing at my guitar?
This is so far from a guitar. This is closer to an
Oh, this is what I
ukulele.
could afford.
I'll help you. I'll help you out.
Why like that one, Jim? Welcome back to my channel. Very soon I'll be introducing my guest to share his experiences on business or having a skill here in China. If it's something you like to watch, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, welcome back again.
Thank you for having me again.
Okay, yeah. Adam, you mentioned earlier that business is one of the reasons why you decided to come to China, because you know everything is produced or made here in China. And then I also know that you are a photographer, and you even said it to yourself when we were talking about the internet bit that because you have internet in abundance, okay, or at your convenience, you were able to learn a lot of things here. And some of those things include photography and then editing. Okay, do you think in this day and age there's a need for someone to have a side gig or a skill? I'm asking this because you came to China, did your masters, you are doing PhD. Why at all should you have a skill?
Okay, all right. This is a very deep question. Yeah. Okay. So yes, that's the shortest answer I can give. Yes, you must have other ways of making money. I personally believe that you need several sources of income. Right? You need at least. I mean, if you want to survive in this world, you need at least 3, in my opinion. You need a couple of sources of income. Because no one source is that dependent. Even with your PhD, with your 9 to 5, with anything, even with your own business, anything can happen. So yes, you should have. I strongly suggest that everyone should have a side gig or a way of making some extra cash on the side, because all those things, they compound, right? They compound, and so yes. Like I mentioned in the other video, you guys should check it out. In the other video, when I came to China, actually I knew a bit of music, right? I could play the guitar. But then when I came to China, I mentioned that I love to learn new things. I love to explore. So when I came, initially I started a traditional business, right? I tried buying, me and a friend tried buying stuff, some goods here, sent it back home, tried to get someone to sell it, and the market wasn't so good. At the end of the day, it didn't go well. It didn't go well, and that was the first attempt. Then there was another attempt where I tried selling some stuff, not in Ghana but on Amazon, right? I tried selling some stuff on Amazon, but that took a lot of money. You invest so much. You make your product research, you invest in transporting the stuff to the US, you invest in creating the FBA account, you invest in advertising your product and stuff like that. We tried that, put in so much money. It also didn't really turn out well, right? So what next? Do you give up? Do you stop? No, because I know I can. There's no way I can survive on one source of income, right? So coincidentally, my granddad is a photographer, right? And his son, that's my uncle, is also a photographer. So I realized in China, funny enough, I never had any interest back home. I realized in China that I actually enjoy watching stuff concerning cameras, watching stuff concerning videos and stuff. So when I came those days, there was a friend, Che, right, Che. He had a camera, Canon 5D Mark IV. I used to borrow it to make some videos, some content. I used to play guitar those times to make some videos for my channel. And those I'll just take the camera, put it on automatic mode and put some lights or something. And then I'll just record and yeah. And those times I didn't even know how to edit, so I'll send it back to a friend in Ghana I'll upload it to Google Drive, send the link, you download it. You know, it took a while. So from the recording time to getting the content published, it took a while. So that's how it started. So as I was borrowing the camera, eventually you maybe one day you learn some new setting, you learn something new, and then eventually I kept digging, I kept going deeper, like, and then I realized I actually have a passion for this thing. So I eventually got myself a camera, just with the intention of just starting to continue my channel and stuff like that, so that I don't have to always disturb my friend, because there are times that he needs the camera and stuff like that, and there are times I'm in the mood to shoot a video and stuff like that.
Guys, there are kids at the background, so if you hear any noise.
yeah. So I got a camera and I just kept and because the internet is reliable, maybe you are lost on a setting, you don't know what is causing this mishap, so you just go online, you quickly search, you find a video or two on it, and you easily watch it and you learn. So eventually I got better and better at understanding the camera, understanding lighting, understanding composition and stuff like that. And eventually you get once in a while you invest in the lens, you invest in some light, you invest in the mic, you invest in something. Eventually it became a passion. And then as you are taking videos, posting pictures and stuff, people around you, they start to, they're like, oh, can you help me take? And eventually it gets to that point, to cost you this amount, because it takes time to shoot, it takes time to edit. So to cost you this amount. So eventually people started getting in touch, because eventually as I was improving, the work was getting better, people were liking it. So a couple of people contacted me to help them take pictures and stuff like that. That's how it started as a business. And I'm like, this thing, it can actually get bigger, right? So I told you I tried this Amazon business and it didn't work. One of the crucial aspects of that kind of business model is the sellers, they need pictures for their listings, right? They need pictures, they need videos and stuff like that. So this same Che, the one who I was borrowing from, in the past he spoke to me about this platform, Fiverr. So he told me about it a long time before. I never took it serious. Then eventually one day there was a program organized, I think by Nooks. They invited him to talk about this business stuff, and he mentioned it again. Then eventually I called him after the program, like, this Fiverr thing, how do you go about it, blah blah blah. So I started researching on it. Also because there was easy access to the internet, to get to research quickly, get the information quickly, the next step quickly and stuff like that. So I researched about it, and then I eventually created a portfolio over there. I didn't have any portfolio per se, so I created the account over there. Then I was like, what do I use for a portfolio? Because people need to see your work before they can actually trust you to take their picture. So there was a pen I remember my first portfolio. There was a pen in my room. I was like, let me try to take a picture of this pen, make it look like an Apple product, make it look so nice, good lighting and stuff like that. So I did that and I put it on my page. It took a while, maybe a week or two, but someone got in touch that they have this idea. But that person didn't want me to take pictures. The person had some pictures and wanted me to make the pictures better. The pictures were terrible quality. That was my worst. That first gig was my worst gig, because it's like you are reviving someone from the dead. The pictures were bad, but eventually managed to find a way of making the whole thing, making it eventually, Photoshop, Lightroom, eventually getting it to be good. It took a while because that guy, we kept going back and forth because the original pictures were crap, so there was not too much. Sorry for the word. There was not too much I could do about it, but eventually we got to a common ground. We got that deal done with, and then he gave me a good rating and blah blah blah. Eventually it started picking up. Somebody else would get in touch like that. So eventually that became my main go-to for my business. So people who are selling in US, they will get in touch for their pictures, because most of them, the suppliers are in China. So my location was also an advantage. So they'll just get in touch with after we decide on the pricing and everything, they just get in touch with the supplier. The supplier sends me the product. I make it look good in the video, in the picture, based on what they need. I make videos for them, I make pictures of them. I've made so many videos, I've made so many pictures, and then they get and that platform, the Fiverr platform, is in a way that as you are getting good reviews, you get you get exposed to better people, more people. So that's one of the ways. Then there's also the video side. There are sometimes I go and make a shoot for maybe a company, maybe a small startup or something. People need videos, people need content. Nowadays, what is our content? People need content basically. So I helped them. I think last weekend I was in Shanghai, and the same day I had to do 2 shoots. I was so stressed, but that was a need. So content creation, you don't always have to be the one in front of camera to actually benefit one way or the other. You can even be an editor. There was a time I was editing for this South African friend, and for 2 videos per week, there's an amount. So she will send the videos, I'll edit. So there are many ways you can actually find a way. And then there's a school scholarship, then there's the other stuff. They compound. And I'm already into music, some music gigs here and there and stuff like that. So there are always, it's not always that it's the traditional way, buying and selling. Ideally, I think that's one of the best models, but it's not all of us that are so good at business. I tried 2 times.
Myself, I'm not good at business.
Not all of us are so talented in business, but you can be talented in other aspects, right? There's even teaching people stuff on internet. That could be your talent. That could be what you can market. So there are many ways you can find, but I've never relied on one source of income. I cannot do it. Like I'll be feeling uneasy in my skin. But what if something happens to this one? You need a backup. When I get to Ghana, I plan to have a company for music, a company for maybe selling musical instruments. Like have different options. Then whatever my PhD I'll be working as well. So that's what I have to say about having different sources of income.
So I'm going to ask you, should I call it a controversial question? Are you not shy to be doing what you're doing? Because very soon you're going to be called a doctor. Why should you be a photographer? I'm asking this because where we are coming from, they think it's people who are not intelligent, who are asked to go and learn a skill. Okay, why? You are going to be called a doctor, so why?
Okay.
Leave it for Omoma Bone.
So I understand that in the sense that I understand that, but even when maybe because I'm into engineering, even on the field, right? You being maybe a superintendent or maybe you be a civil engineer, there are some skills that if you don't have, right, you see that even your subordinates will not respect you, and because they know it, it's like they have the hands-on experience. And you don't do it, so you have to be smart and learn their skill. So maybe with that mentality, there's no work that I see as maybe this work is for this type of people. This work, if I I'll be a farmer, because I think farming is one of the best ways you can actually.
Oh my God!
That's amazing. I think farming is one of the best ways you can make money because people are eating every day. People will always need food. If I I'll farm. My mom does some farming back home, so there's nothing that is too little for anybody. So imagine. So another thing is, it's all about your client or your market, right? Imagine the photographer you want for your wedding is a doctor. Will you cost more money? If he charges you 5 billion, you pay because you are getting quality. Because just being an educated person, the mindset is totally different. So the mindset with which I approach your video, your pictures. I have the excellence mentality already, so it will affect everything I'll do, including the work I'll do for you. So I think it's even a plus that this guy is a doctor and he can take pictures and the photographer of my wedding is doctor. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I think that is even a higher flex than thinking photography is for. And besides, like I said, it's been in my family, so I've never seen it as a small thing. My granddad had 8 kids and he took care of all of them amazingly with photography. So maybe my mindset was already like that from the past. So I don't see it as a small thing at all.
I also want to add up to what you're saying. Okay, so those of us who think learning a skill is for the unintelligent ones, I believe, for me, I think that to have a skill means you're very intelligent, because to create something new out of something, okay, you mentioned the fact that you had to do a lot of research. So assuming you were not even educated, how were you going to, you know, do this research? Okay, so guys, those who have been going on the internet, I know some people will come and insult me in my comments, so channel that to learning a skill. Okay. Channel that to learning a skill. It will go a long way to help you. Where school does not help you, having a skill will help you. Okay.
In fact, if you think about the movies in Netflix and Hollywood and stuff, the people that are chopping the money, you don't even see them on the screen. They are not the stars that you see. The directors, you know the money they are chopping, and those are videographers, they are photographers. Yeah, it's not anything to be downplayed per se.
Yeah. So like you mentioned, okay, so let's count the number of skills he has. He plays a guitar. He's a photographer. He's an editor. He's even learning how to, you know, cut hair. Imagine.
How was my haircut? I did it myself. Is it that bad? I'll get better.
He started doing business. You know, it's. I think all these things are important. Okay, we should try and make our children learn some of these things, so that when we are not there, okay, they can be able to stand on their own. Adam, do you think one day you would want to, you know, organize a master class? You mentioned earlier that Jay was invited to a conference and he mentioned Fiverr. Okay, so just like him, would you want to, you know, organize a master class and teach people about photography or about music?
I've thought of that many times, because it's one of, you know, there are some skill, there are some investments that you invest once and it keeps giving you profit forever. And one of them is content creation. Like maybe you create a lesson and it's there. You don't have to keep creating it every day, because the information, sometimes you have to adjust it, but then the main work, you've done it once and people can keep buying your course or whatever for. So it's actually one of my big aspirations, right? I've had the idea. It's always been troubling me. I've not gotten myself to do it yet. There was a point I was teaching guitar during the winter and summer on campus, but I mean, life got in the way.
Where's my guitar?
You got rid of the students.
Yes, I remember anything.
Yeah. So yeah, it's and actually from those who I taught, they felt like I could actually explain it for them to really understand it. So I think I could actually be good at maybe having a form of masterclass, but I need a push or something. Maybe just now there's so much. I have to graduate soon. There's so much, so maybe that's why I'm a bit slow on that side. But definitely, yeah.
Adam, I'm bringing out my guitar.
Let me see your guitar. Mama, see.
Why are you laughing at my guitar?
This is so far from a guitar. This is closer to
this is what I could afford.
I'll help you. I'll help you out.
Anyway, Adam, do you use social media to promote your work?
Okay, so definitely.
My guitar is
This is not a guitar, guys. This is not what I pay. Okay, so yes, I use it, but I'm not so good in marketing. It's something I have to learn. I'm not so good in marketing, so I don't use it as much as I should, but I use it. I post my pictures on my Instagram, I post my videos on my YouTube, because when the clients come, they need to see a portfolio. So I have a playlist of a portfolio of maybe product videos based, or if it is event videos, or I have a playlist, and then when they ask for the portfolio, I just send it to them, and that's a form of marketing in my opinion. Sometimes someone wants to see your pictures, they just send them your Instagram link or something. There's someone who has contacted me, they saw my pictures on Instagram, got in touch. I don't even post so much on it. I'm so terrible at marketing. I should get better at it. But yeah, I use it. I use it.
Yeah. Guys, he took my graduation pictures and some of my videos.
Oh yeah.
He's that good. Only that I didn't pay.
No. You have family. No. Those who fail doesn't mean you are not family. there was an exchange. It just wasn't money.
Yes,
let me say it like that.
And please, it's not the exchange you are taking off.
There's no
Anyway, Adam, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed,
I had a good time.
together.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, if you enjoyed watching, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
All right.